Hey everybody, this is some gameplay footage from Wolfenstein: The New Order. I was playing it on my PS4 for as much as I could today. I picked it up the day it came out, which was of course yesterday now. But I played it before I went to work, played it after I got home from work. I think the game's actually put together pretty decent. I was expecting a lot more from all the hype that was built up. I kind of had that feeling that the game was made out to be a lot better than what it was, more than what it is. I still haven't finished it yet. But all in all, I do have to take and say the game is pretty good. The gameplay's smooth. The graphics I think, are actually pretty good. And the storyline to me is amazing. I think it's got a great storyline. You know, the whole entire spin of the Nazis won World War II instead of the Allies. I think it makes for a really good storyline, and it shows what could have happened in theory if the Allies had not won. As you can see here, you do go up against some different kind of enemies. You have some mechs that you got to go up against right now. This area had been filled with just regular Nazi soldiers. I already went through and took them all out, and just as I was getting back in the vehicle to head out, these two mechs come out. Sorry, apparently I decided to pause the game at this point. Not really sure why. And there we go, back at it. But I come up against these two mechs, and I was kind of trying to figure out how to take them on. And then I remembered something. You have different grenade types, and in this area they give you Tesla grenades. And I came up with the brilliant idea of maybe a Tesla grenade work, which you'll see in just a minute. That's how I use them. I'm trying to figure out how to play peekaboo with them. But, you know, the guns just didn't seem to quite do the trick against them at first, so just had to improvise a little bit. The weaponry, while I'm waiting to get to that Tesla part, the weaponry that you start off with is just a little bit more basic. And there we go. And by the way, the grenade just tracks to them, stuns them, and just go to town. I think I figured out that if you use 2 grenades total, that'll complete thing. Oh yeah, dual wield. Kind of sucks because you can't actually aim down sights, but it's nice because you do get, you know, a lot more ammo, firepower going completely. And you can shoot each one independently. You know, the R2 on the PlayStation 4 controller at least shoots the right gun. L2 shoots the left. Oh yeah, right here's the perk system. Why it's up. I'm not gonna go through it real extensively, but you do get perks, and unlike most games where you have to choose certain perks or get skill points, it's done by completing objectives, and some of them, in order to get one, you've got to unlock the previous one before the next one becomes able to unlock. It's actually kind of well put together. It was an interesting thing that I think that they put in the game, and that it was, I think they actually but as you can see, I've taken both mechs using the Tesla grenades, and once you figure that out, it's not too bad. Now in here, a different area of the game, of course, I made a little bit further. I found that device back there said it needed a battery, and seeing that this is based in 1960, I wasn't sure what a battery looked like. Apparently, that's a battery in here, one hefty battery. It's your laser cutter. And later on you actually get the ability to upgrade it, and you can actually shoot laser beams out. You can kill people with them, you can cut chains at a distance with them. And here, me being my wonderful, not too brilliant self, pull out the laser cutter and I start going really slow, and I cut out a chunk of fence that's just way too small. I mean, and you can see the battery in the bottom right. It builds up to a very small amount after no use. You have to find charging stations that you can charge them with, but it took forever to cut through that. Something else I wanted to point out was the melee in here. I love the takedowns. I think they're put together really well. It's not just the same run up, knife a guy, he dies, run up, knife a guy, he dies. They do have different animations. Different, and if you get the guy from the front, get the guy from the back, you can see I kind of spooked that guy. And then over here, there's a dog that attacks, and the dogs on here have got a built-in armor, so they're a little harder to take down. But still, yeah, that guy tried to take me down. Shoot. Now these are commanders. These guys have got the ability to call in reinforcements. You gotta kill them quickly, silently, or they will call in reinforcements. This whole entire game, I have been enjoying it. There is no multiplayer at the moment. I don't know if it's something they're going to include in the future, or if they're never going to put it in. I'm not really sure how they're planning on going about that, but the game for a single player campaign, the game is pretty good. The weaponry that you start off with is kind of basic. I think I got a submachine gun in the beginning, and to find an assault rifle, and you can dual wield assault rifle, you get a handgun, you can dual wield handguns, get silencers that you can equip and unequip at will, throwing knives, different kinds of grenades, automatic shotguns, when you can also dual wield the automatic shotguns. It's a little bit further, and that's the Nazi technology. It's advanced for the time in their eyes. But yeah, I think that's the basics of the weaponry that I have found. Actually, that little laser cutter that you seen earlier, I just got an upgraded version of it. The battery life actually seems to last a little longer in it. It's much larger. I haven't got to use it on anybody, so I don't know if it's more powerful or not. But instead of just cutting through wire fences, I can actually cut through thin metal plating. And it's supposed to actually be good against heavily armed soldiers, like mech units. Like I said, I haven't got to try that out yet. But the game has actually been pretty good. I do stream it on Twitch, and you can definitely go on there and watch it anytime you would like. Anytime you like, whenever I stream, of course. You can go to twitch.tv/Amish Paradise 88. All one word, no spaces. I'll try to leave a link in here because I've never done this before. I'm using share back on my PS4 to make this whole entire video, do the commentary on it. Try to put on a USB and put it on YouTube, and from there I can add a link. As long as all goes according to plan, that's what will end up happening. But you can definitely watch my streams on there. I stream basically every single time I play. Honestly, I don't have a lot of people follow. I have nobody follow. I have a couple views every now and then. But I'm just doing it that way if anybody wants to watch it. Something I will say though is I do try to keep up to date with the latest games coming out, especially the big names, the big blockbusters, I guess you could call them. Like Watch Dogs next week. I have that pre-ordered. Digital download from GameStop. I just had some midnight hits at their headquarters, which I believe is Central Standard Time, I believe. And as soon as that happens, I will be sent a code so I can download it through the PlayStation Network. And I can already tell you that the night that comes out, I will be streaming that night and the next day before I go to work. I have that. Sniper Elite comes out the following week. Sniper Elite 3, I should say. And that game, I never really played the first or the second one. I tried a demo of them both, and I do like how they incorporate the physics into the actual shooting. It's not just aim, shoot, which things like Battlefield does. You have to adjust for if a person's running or walking, the height, you have to aim above them at a long distance. But this is actually supposed to incorporate more like wind, the rotation of the earth. It's supposed to have a lot more in-depth to the sniping abilities of the game. That comes out the week after Watch Dogs. I believe it's, actually, no, I'm sorry. I don't remember if it's June 1st or July 1st now. I think it's July 1st, so it might be a ways out anyways. I'll have to double check that. But, in fact, while I'm talking, I'll go ahead and check that right now. But, after that, I've got The Last of Us, which is coming out, I was told, in July. But GameStop's website still shows December of this year. And by the way, Sniper Elite's July 1st, so I was wrong about that. It is the 1st of July that game comes out. And I will stream that also once I have that. Now, The Last of Us, if it comes out in July, I will, of course, be streaming that also. After that, there's Destiny. And that game is going to be phenomenal. I have just had that feeling. The gameplay looks great. I played Defiance on my 360 when I had that, which was an MMO also, and that was actually a great game to me. I loved how, you could just have massive, these massive world events, and just a ton of people working on them together. And that's a lot of what Destiny's going to be, and I think it's going to be great, especially if you get a group of, hardcore friends who just sit down and like to play a lot, which I am trying to get more people interested in Destiny, so that I can do that. I also have Batman Arkham Knight coming up, Lords of the Rings Shadows of Mordor, um, Assassin's Creed Unity, which I was also told was a October release date or a November release date, and GameStop still has just a placeholder on it for December of this year, so according to them, there is no date yet. I'm hoping that, these games do come out, and Assassin's Creed should be good, multiplayer, co-op, 4 people on a mission, never done before with the Assassin's Creed series. This should be a whole new thing, and it should be great. But, I think that's a bulk of my games for this year. I do have the Order 1886 whenever that comes out. As far as I know, there's still no date. And I also have The Witcher 3, which doesn't release until next year. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I do have a web page for that, actually. A Facebook page, I should say. And I have all the newest information on it that I can find. I try to keep it up to date, but not a lot of news is being released about the game. I mean, it is still quite a ways out, and as time gets closer, sorry for that, there will be more information, and I will have it up there on my Facebook page. I'll leave the link for that also. It is facebook.com, Witcher, Witcher, is the number 3, the after that, and so it's facebook.com /Witcher 3 the. I believe that's how they have it put, but like I said, I'll leave a link for it on the YouTube video. I'd appreciate if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitch. I really am trying to get some followers. There are days, especially Saturdays, that I like to sit down and do all game streams, so hope to see you guys there.